3 brilliant minutes with several brilliant topics.
Chris, we've had a number of stories about plastics. And in fact, the first one that came to my mind was not that long ago, we had a story about how the plastic industry continues to ramp up production, okay, in this day and age, which seems so ironic because we have so much plastic junk already. Remember, we just had a story about the little islands of plastic
in the oceans.
with its own little ecosystem out
And by
there.
the way, little being, figuratively speaking, those things are huge,
Yes.
but in comparison to the ocean. obviously.
Absolutely. And of course, we've talked about microplastics in
Yep.
water and in the air.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, the thing with plastics, they just last forever. Okay. This is one fact that is really, it's heartbreaking. Only 9% of the plastics
That low.
worldwide are recycled. The U.S. is even below that. Only 5% of U.S. plastics are recycled. Okay. That leads us to today's story. Recycling plastics might be making things
That's
worse.
not going to get the number to go up.
Right. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. So this was actually a study that was done in Europe. They toured a plastic recycling facility, but they're all the same, whether they're in Europe or the U.S.
Okay.
or any other country. Plastic waste comes in. It goes through a process where it's washed and cleaned and pelletized, and then the pellets are shipped out for the actual reprocessing or recycling of
Okay.
those pellets, okay? The problem is that most of these facilities wash that plastic 4 times, and then that water is discharged. And as we pointed out before, microplastics are not removed by wastewater treatment facilities, okay? So they took a look at that wastewater coming out of the plastic recycling facility. After adding up all the particles they observed, the team estimated that the facility could be emitting approximately 6.5 million pounds of microplastics into the environment each year. And what's even more traumatic, this particular facility actually had a filtration system that'll reduce the number of particles by 50%. So again, it's one of those things where maybe we need to rethink, or maybe they need a closed loop system on
Right.
the water or something, but
That is not working.
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I've got another quick one for you.
Okay.
Antibiotic resistant bacteria, okay?
Seemingly more prevalent, right?
Correct, and scary. to
Because
be
of the
wrong.
overuse of antibiotics.
Absolutely. And of course, researchers worldwide are scrambling to find new antibiotics, but this researcher goes in the opposite direction.
Goes
He
with the classics.
finds a neglected 80-year-old antibiotic shown to be effective against these multi-drug resistant bacteria. It's called streptothricin, and it's actually derived from a natural product found in soil by a fungus. It was discovered in the 1940s, and it really had a lot of traction until it proved to be toxic to the kidneys, and its development was just dropped. But much has changed over the last 80 years. They have now new ways of processing and changing chemical structures, and that's exactly what they did. And they found it's the F version, but there's an A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But the
Okay.
F version is significantly less toxic while still remaining very effective against these multi-drug resistant bacteria. So maybe there's a little bit of hope from the past.
Turning back the clock.
Yes.
Brad, thanks so much. We'll see you again tomorrow. Still to come here. Well,